Hello, people who are not me, and welcome to the finale of Mega Man 6. I am Sire Goku. This isn't the actual final level, but we are in the last two areas. We're in the second to last area of Wily's castle. And we're underwater, and you have to be careful here because of these freaking fan enemies here. They actually will push you into the spikes if you're not careful. Yeah, that can happen. Bah. That was my own fault. I was not paying attention. Oh well. Normally that doesn't happen, but hey, recording curse, what are you gonna do? I got killed in the easiest level of the game. I am awful. I should never let's play again. Nah, I'm done. You know, word to the wise for let's plays. You know, don't be afraid to record yourself making mistakes. You know, unless it's like huge, like where the same repetitive thing happens over and over again. At that point, take a break, because sometimes bad luck happens and it's not worth being... You know, if you like commentary that makes people laugh and stuff, and you think people think it's funny to watch you rage and stuff, that's fine, but don't take it too seriously. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox here before I go too crazy here. Normally I don't lose there, but hey, what are you gonna do? And we got some turrets here. This one's a little harder to hit because it's so high high up here. Actually, I don't think you can. Oh, you can reach it with the Mega Buster, but I am having the worst luck, so. Boom! Silver Tomahawk. I love the Silver Tomahawk. It's still my favorite weapon in this game. And here we go with the boss rush. So this might make this part a little short, but you've seen me fight all these guys before. No point in me adding my own extra commentary. You already know about him. I've told you everything I need to say. Speed up. And we're done! I don't know what the song is going to be that I use for the speed-up montage, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's move on to the final stage. Because normally when you jump into a teleporter pod like that, you go to a Wily machine, but in Mega Man 6, no. Before we go to the Wily machine, we have to actually move on to the final stage itself. And by stage, I mean... yeah, some stage, right? Anyway, we're moving on to the final stage. We're gonna take out Wily once and for all after taking on this giant Met dispenser yet again. I believe this is here so that you can refill on weapon energy. At least I think it can be used that way. These guys don't seem to be wanting to drop weapon energy at all. There we go. Yeah, I guess you can. It'll take a while, but you can do it. Then there's also Eddie. What are you gonna give me? Better than nothing. I actually kind of need it. Anyway, we're going to take on Wily for the last time, in the NES era anyway. If you don't count Mega Man 9 and 10. Here's Dr. Wily! And all three forms are weak to Silver Tomahawk. Which doesn't matter because he's equally as weak to the Charged Mega Buster. The stage is scrolling constantly while Wily's jumping around like this, so that might throw you off a little bit. But really all he'll do is jump, shoot 3 orbs, which are very easy to avoid. Half the time they go right over your head. And then he stomps on your current location. There you go. Take him down. And this part gets a little trickier because he actually actively tries to aim at you. His jump pattern's not nearly as repetitive this time around. I believe his orb attack actually homes in on you more in this form. I would be using the Silver Tomahawk right now, but I don't need it. As I said before, the Charged Mega Buster does just as much damage, if not more. But I will use it for his final form, since I have... Plus, there wasn't that much left of it. But for the final Wily capsule, it's basically a repeat of the final boss of Mega Man 5. Except much easier, because you can plainly see where he is, although I'm taking shots like a... Although I'm taking hits like nothing else here, but... There we go! And that is it for Mega Man 6! And Wily's begging for forgiveness yet again. Is Mega Man just gonna let him get away? Oh my god! He brought a rope! Mega Man finally captured Dr. Wily! Triumphant at last, Mega Man arrested the notorious Dr. Wily and brought him to justice. Sentenced to prison for his crimes, Dr. Wily now rules over a prison cell. At long last, the world is at peace. And that's Mega Man 6, everybody! Another nice thing about Mega Man 6 is the stat roll. You get to actually see the bosses doing their attacks in their boss rooms this time before they give the enemy names. Sometimes they're AI derps and they don't really do anything. But anyway, what to say about Mega Man 6? Well, seeing as this is the version I originally played and not the NES version, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I will say that it's not my favorite. I think it's a good game, it is. But it's where you can tell the series started getting stale. And that's coming from me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I never get tired of Mega Man. I don't care how many games they make of it. Assuming they continue to make more games past Mega Man 10 at this point. But that's neither here nor there. I love this series, and as repetitive as it gets, as repetitive as it apparently seems to get from Mega Man 3 onward, I never get tired of this series. I can come back and play Mega Man 1 through 10, Mega Man X1 through X8, Mega Man Legends. Really, the only series I can't fully get into is the Battle Network series, and that's not because the Battle Network's a bad game. Oh, by the way, Nightman here was designed by Daniel Valley, and he's one of the 2 Robot Masters designed by an American. Everyone else is designed by kids in Japan, I believe, like I mentioned before. But, as I was saying before, about the series in general, I can understand where people are coming from, that every Mega Man game post Mega Man 3, like, just has the same formula over and over again, done ad nauseum. But it's a formula that works, okay? And I think that's what Capcom was going on, is that why fix what's not broken? So yes, the games get repetitive, and by Mega Man 6, series fatigue may have been sitting in for a lot of Mega Man fans, especially considering that by Mega Man 6 it definitely should have been on the Super Nintendo at this point. However, it does move on to the Super Nintendo eventually. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Windman was also the second American-created boss master from Michael Leader there. But as for Mega Man 6 in general, since, as I mentioned before, this was the version I originally played because I never had this game when I had an NES, I enjoy it. A lot of people seem to think the low point in the series is Mega Man 5. I don't understand that at all. I love Mega Man 5. I guess their thought was like Mega Man 5 didn't do anything different from Mega Man 4. I originally made that argument with 6, that 6 didn't really change much of anything that 5 did. Mega Man 5, while it feels like it didn't change anything, it did add a few things, like, Beat, as well as, well, technically, I guess that's it, but still, I mean, it's not like there was nothing new in Mega Man 5. Mega Man 6 is just, I would say it's more the same, but it's not, because, I mean, you had the branching pathways and all that. And, well, it was originally... The way it seems is like, okay, the series is done. Or is it? Because it's to be continued here. But that's where this part's gonna end. I will move on to Mega Man 7 soon enough, viewers, soon enough. And... I just may have a special guest for that. I've been going through all these games solo for so long, but I have friends that are also just as big of fans of Mega Man as that I am. So why not give them a chance to join in on one of my commentaries? So, you'll find out who that is when I get to Mega Man 7. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next Let's Play.